Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you. You get fairy dust. I get fairy dust. Little Emily gets fairy dust. And it's time for, excuse, a psychology lesson with the Kardashians. Now, I want to tell you my two stories. Number one is I never watched the Kardashians until, I'll tell you in a minute. So I'm at Real Housewife bitch, reality show bitch. Like I love all reality shows, but for some reason, I thought maybe I was too old for the Kardashians or something. I don't know. So I never watched it. Okay, until Caitlyn, and I don't remember how many years they were into the series when Caitlyn Jenner revealed herself to be a trans woman. And I was fascinated, not because of the trans thing, but because of the secret. A secret. And just like it blew my mind that this had all played out on television. Again, I hadn't watched it. Maybe saw one or two episodes just, maybe with my kid or something. But I never I'm watching this okay. So I fucking binged. I just been a week. Like I was so fascinated because coming from a dysfunctional family, there's a saying, I'm a therapist, and there's a saying, that we're only as sick as our secrets. And I personally was just fascinated with it. Like I was just fascinated how all that came to be. And I don't know, I think one of the things that we get out of reality shows is it's a way for us to see stuff that maybe that we've experienced or happened in our family, but it enables us to have a little bit of distance from it. And it enables us to shake our finger at it or call it out or, mock them or whomever, not just the Kardashians, but anybody. I think it gives us, it gives us so much. There's so much depth to why, but, so that's what drew me to it is secrets because, when there's a dysfunctional family, there's a secret somewhere. And anyway, so I was just fascinated. So I watched, and it was just amazing to see it, just like for everybody, but for me, just also with this therapist brain. So so that's one story. That's how I came to start watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And then the other thing was, while I was doing this binge, like while I was watching it, I was just thinking about, it was definitely before I was on TikTok. I may have just gotten on Instagram. I may not have even been on social media yet, but what I wanted to do was like the concepts that I learned in therapy, and that I, pass on to my clients, they're kind of hard to grasp and it's kind of hard to see, it's easy for me one-on-one with a client. That's just how I operate. It's just who I am. It's just what I can do. Like, it's just a gift that it just is in me with no effort on my part. It's just who I am. I just can read a fucking psyche. Like that's me. So it's easy because I can use the details of their life to explain it. But when you start to explain, like in general, like what is a narcissist? What is, how does anxiety play out? How does the ego play out? How does family system shit play out? How does addiction and family play out? Like it's like you can teach it. Like you could say like, these are the characteristics of a narcissist, or this is the characteristics of childhood trauma or whatever, but to see it portrayed can be so helpful. So I thought, like, while I was on that amazing binge, just one episode after the other, there's nothing I love more than new content. So I was thrilled. I thought it would be so fucking cool to show some of the stuff that was going on keeping up with the Kardashians, it'd be so cool to show it and demonstrate demonstrate the family dynamics that I happen to notice or that I recognize in me or whatever, So I'm zero tech. Just to operate my iPhone is a thing. So zero technology. I took an all day. I told my friend, I totally dissociated through the entire class, but an all-day class on how to edit and shit. And to actually do what I am doing right now, which is talking about the Kardashians and, treating it like a treasure trove of psychology lessons. And so I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what to do. And then he said something like, you have to be careful or whatever. So obviously meaning like copyright shit or whatever. And then, fast forward how many ever years this has been, TikTok's a thing, reaction videos are a thing. And so I forgot about it. I'm not, that's not going to work. I'm not going to do it. And I don't know how to do it. Okay. So then I just do this random TikTok about, how fucking obnoxious I am. It was a true story that I told on TikTok. Okay. The story is I'm pointing out shit. Look at that. She says she wants that, but her behavior using the ladder of trust isn't that she wants that, whatever. And my daughter literally, we were sitting, I will never forget this vision. She's sitting next to me and I'm this and this. And she looks over to me and she just goes, shh. And that's when I realized I'm the old lady talking back to the TV. I have turned into, and I don't think I turned into it. I think I've been this since I was little, but I talk to television. What am I doing? It really helped me see. She helped me see myself. So I just made a TikTok that I was talking about how fucking annoying I am. And then, ma'am, oh my fucking God, all the comments were make a series, make a series, make a series, make a series. I'm holy shit, my dream has come true. And also I thought I'm the only fucking nerd that's interested in this shit. Anyway, so here we are. So I'm gonna show a clip real quick. I have somebody to help me because I still don't know how to do this shit. So watch this clip.
I'm Kris Jenner because I'm the mom. I'm the mom and Kim's manager.
So this is an opportunity. Here's your psychology lesson with the Kardashians. Kris introduces herself as Kim's manager. And then we know that she gets to coin the term, she becomes the original momager, whatever. And so I thought I would talk about the pickle with dual relationships. So dual relationships is something that language, as far as I know, comes from, I first learned of that language when I was training to be a therapist. And it's one of our ethics as a counselor is that we do not have dual relationships with our clients. So that's why your therapist can't really be your friend, because if your therapist is your friend, they can't really be objective anymore. They're now your friend, and now there's stakes, and now there's all sorts of stuff. And so, and it's a healthy professional relationships, and there's a healthy exchange. We get the exchanges. We work our magic. We do our shit. We teach our tools. We do all their stuff. We, support all the magic that happens. All the magic that happens in those rooms. And then we get supported. We get a financial exchange for that. And, okay, so, but you can imagine, if I were to start counseling an aunt of mine, okay, so that's already unhealthy because your family member should be your therapist. And that's why sometimes even bartering doesn't work, because when you barter, it's like, are is it even, like, you see how quickly it could get complicated? It could get so complicated. And so, yeah, and so it's like a dual relationship would, like, you would, that would be your client, but then you host a podcast together. So the minute it becomes a dual relationship, there's a pickle. There's a pickle with it. And so, but I think the same thing can happen in families when, or any relationship in where there's a dual relationship, and it's really common. So but it's not unethical having a dual relationship in normal life. That's not unethical, but it does present a psychological pickle. And so a good example is a family business. And so already, so like most of us, we go to our job and then we come home to our person, and this is our, to our family, and this is our relationship. But what happens when you go to work and you do your thing, and then you come home and it's still the same people and still the same stuff? It can just get really, really complicated and uncomfortable. You know how, like, when you fight, just without a dual relationship, you fight, and you know how sometimes the fight becomes uncomfortable. I mean, becomes complicated. Like, you hurt my feelings when this, but you hurt my feelings 2 weeks ago when you did that, and you shouldn't have done that. Well, if you're in a family business, not only do you have the complications of the actual dynamics of the relationship, you also have the work dynamic. Also, it can be hard when I'm in a family business that maybe it's not healthy for me to be in my family business, but because it's my family, it's pressure not to leave it. And because it's my family, there's an expectation that I would do this. So that's all I wanted just to talk about is, out of the gate, when there's a dual relationship, it just presents extra pickles. It just presents extra possibilities or potentialities for discourse, for dysfunction, for frustration, for resentment. Like, we already have, like, again, without a dual relationship, it's we already have to work on our resentments. We have to do all that anyway, but now include business. Just think about, again, not a family business. Think about all the work frustrations, and then think about the family frustrations, and now they're all entangled. And so it can just be complicated. And as the series progresses, you can see where that plays out. Like, what's popping into my mind was, like, early on, Chloe and Courtney. Why did I blank on her name? I don't think I've ever said it out loud. It's why. They were supposed to drive to a thing, and then they didn't get there, or whatever. It was an event or whatever. And so it's like, if I'm the mom, like, I'm frustrated at my kid because my kid told me that they would do a thing, but now I'm also embarrassed because I'm the manager that told that business that you would be there. And so it's like, oh, and then, like, if it was a normal employee, hey, you were supposed to be at the club at this period of time, but you've chosen not to do that, so I have to let you go, or sorry, whatever. So you can see how the resentment can just pile up, and it can be really confusing and can be really frustrating. And I try to avoid dual relationships just in my normal life, because, and even with my kids, like, once, my son is really fucking, both of my kids are fucking funny, but my son is really, really, really funny. And somebody just suggested that we do a podcast together. And I mean, dream. But like, what if he didn't want to do it anymore? And what if I didn't want to do it anymore? And what if, what if it stopped being enjoyable for one or the, like, and and so, I mean, if I were to do it, if I were to do it, I would have to walk in with eyes wide open. And for me, because I'm still the mother, I'm the adult, or even if I'm not the adult, I'm the one that knows this stuff about dual relationships. So for me, it would be, I want to be responsible and keep this shit from coming into my relationship with my son. That's what I feared. I would risk my relationship with my son, or if I did something with my daughter, in a dual relationship, that would risk that. And so I just have to be really, really, really careful to keep that clean, because my rule with myself is like, because I'm an addict, I already can't have any resentments. Like I live a zero resentment life. I'm human. I'm going to get a resentment. And when I do, I will work on it until it's gone, because I can't live with a resentment. It's just so it's on my advanced bitchifesto. Like, advanced bitches live a zero resentment life. Like we have to work on them. It's just no choice. And so so that's just me in general. That's my life, me and my life. But with my fucking kids, like I am unwilling to have a resentment with my kids. I'm unwilling. It's just a line I am not going to cross. Will they annoy me from time to time and a resentment will come up? Of course. And likewise, because that's what happens in a normal relationship. Nobody's perfect. But if I even get a hint of one, I'm like, whatever I need to do to heal this, because I'm not gonna live with a resentment against my kid. I'm just not doing it. And so if I were to be in this business with them, it just would present all these extra problems, and boy, would I have to work overtime not to have a resentment. So, but that's just something to think about. And when we do enter into a dual relationship with somebody, and it happens sometimes, if we do end up bartering, or if we do end up, in a business deal or whatever, it's eyes wide open. And for me, I work backwards sometimes as a tool to help me. I might work backwards, and it will be like, if doing this family business, or if friends get into business together or whatever, like if I do this, am I willing to doing this, I might have to sacrifice this friendship, like doing this, because things happen, things change, people evolve, people, we get better, we get healthier. And maybe the thing that was okay with us 10 years ago of somebody being a certain way in business, maybe we don't like that anymore. Maybe there's chaos and drama, and we used to be like that, and now we're not like that anymore, and it doesn't fit as well. Like, will I lose the business, or will I lose the friendship? And sometimes it might have to be both. So it's just really helpful to have eyes wide open. And this family, they love each other so much. And they have been through something. I mean, they have been through all of this stuff, their lives together, and then all of this stuff. And it seems like, for the most part, that they've managed it, but I'm sure that there has been a cost. There have been costs. So, but it seems like in the end, they're all, they're all together. And that's just, let me just end on, this is Psychology Lessons with the Kardashians is not about making fun of them or, mocking them, or she's crazy, she's stupid, she's this, she's that, he's this, he's that. That's not what I'm doing. So I hope you're not too disappointed, but I was just thinking it'd just be a great jumping off point. And I think there will be times where I might be like, ooh, how do I say this and not like put my own like that my button's not pushed by something that they did or what happened. So anyway, so here it is. It's the first official one. I hope it was helpful. Love you.